What's going on, everybody? Will at Heroic Studios back for another unboxing. And today I am opening up the Anycubic Cobra 3 combo. Now this is Anycubic's answer to the popular Bambu Lab, the X1Cs, the P1S, the X1Es, P1P, all that stuff. Now, of the big three, Elegoo, Creality, and Anycubic, Anycubic is the first printing company to come out with its color changer. I don't know what they call it. It's really weird. It's not an AMS. It's something else. So I know Creality is behind, but they're going to be coming out with something pretty soon. I don't know about Elegoo, though I think Elegoo is kind of taking a high road with their resin printers, because some of their resin printers that they've come out with recently are just beyond this world. They're pretty dope. So I just got this bad boy in the mail a few days ago. It's been sitting in the box. I don't really have any place to put it in my garage, but I'm going to open it anyway because it's like Christmas. Every time you get a printer, you're like waiting for the FedEx truck to come and just drop it off. And you're like, yeah, man. Yeah, it's that time. I don't know. I like keeping it in the box because it's still kind of like fun for me. You know, one of these days I'm going to open it. It's going to be a blast. So Anycubic, here we go. But before we get into it, I do want to talk about a lot of the out-of-the-box printing stuff. Anycubic is not known to use state-of-the-art stuff, okay? A lot of their stuff is stock, off-the-shelf, parts, hot ends, build plates, power supplies, whatever. What sets the Bambu Lab apart from all the other printing companies is that a lot of their stuff is state-of-the-art. A lot of their stuff is designed R&D in-house. So if we break it, something happens, they have parts for you, and it's easy to replace. I'm speaking from experience. I am not an Anycubic fan or lover. I love their printers to an extent, but I do have a lot of their printers, and sometimes they're bad out of the box, okay? I have an X2 over here that I just replaced the screen, and I can't get it to print a full print. Brand new screen, brand new printer. I have my M3 Max back here, which you can't see it, but it's working now. And then I also have my Cobra Max, which is upstairs. Every so often, I need to replace the hot end because the stock hot ends that they use, sometimes they just kind of get worn out after a few prints, and you got to keep on replacing it. Otherwise, heat creep is a problem. So believe me when I'm saying this, that Anycubic jumping into the color changing game of printers has me a bit scared. Now, this wasn't an arm and a leg to break like the Bambu Lab. Bambu Lab, $1,500 for an X1C. Hey, you're getting what you pay for with that. I've had it upstairs. It runs fine. There needs to be a little bit of maintenance every so often. I've gotten a couple clogs, but it's easy to fix and it's easy to actually get back up and running. Anycubic, on the other hand, this, I got it on a discount for about $369 with a $10 off coupon. So I got it when it was on sale, and then I also got it when they gave me a promo code to get it. So I got it, okay? It's mine. Not really breaking the bank here. It is still cheaper than Bambu Labs A1 Mini with the changer. And yes, this does come with the changer. So I just want to point that out to you guys, that Anycubic jumping into the game of color changing is supposed to be a big deal for a lot of people because this is a budget printer. It is something that if you're trying to use multicolor functions on your printers, this is something that will fit your budget. It's not expensive or anything like that. It's comparable to buying like an Elegoo Neptune 4 Max, except smaller and a little bit cheaper than that. So again, really great price point with that. I know I'm starting to ramble. I'm going to get to the unboxing later. So we're going to box this open. I'm going to run through some of the specs, and I'm going to show you exactly what this thing can do. All right, let's get into it. Oh, what's that? Oh, what's this? Oh, well, this is just my 3D printed wind morpher that I created over on my Patreon. And while I'm taking this out of the box, we're going to segue right over to that.
Let me just squeeze this in before we jump into the video. A quick shout out to all of my patrons without whom this whole thing couldn't be possible. If you want to get in on some exclusive perks, then check out my Patreon over at patreon.com/Will at Heroic Studios, where I'm growing the largest library of Power Ranger STLs for 3D printing. Ranger statues? Got them. Ranger morphers? Got them. Real working Ranger weapons? Got them. Helmets, busts, props? Got those too. Of course, I'm not just talking about Ranger stuff. You can expect other things from other fandoms as well as custom design stuff like this Venomized Green Ranger helmet I released last month. For just $3 a month, the Civilian tier gets you access to all the discussions, voting, live streams, and group chats happening over there, sneak peeks and quick looks at what I'm working on, as well as early access to videos just like this one. This tier is for people who don't necessarily 3D print, but would like to be a part of the community as well as helping to support the channel. If you're not so sure about jumping on board, then try the Hero in Training tier. For $7 a month, you'll have the opportunity to get one file from that month's log, plus everything mentioned in the Civilian tier. You just want to tinker? Well, check out my Techno Wizard tier. At just $8 a month, this gets you full access to all of the DIY kits that I designed and code that month. This includes weapons and morphers that function with an LED ring, Arduino, motors, and other components that I designed myself. You will get the entire kit, plus the bill of materials, plus instructions on how to build directly from me, as well as a YouTube build tutorial, so you can build at your own pace. You want in? You want full access? Then the Hero tier is yours for the taking. For $8.50 a month, you will get full access to everything released that month. Usually about 8 to 10 STLs, statues, busts, weapons, morphers, helmets, all yours. Want to go a step further? For $10.25 a month, the Legacy tier is for you. This not only gets you full access to everything like the Hero tier, but after 3 months of being subscribed, you will have access to the Mighty Morphin Statue Pack, which comes with all original 7 Mighty Morphin Power Ranger statues, complete with swappable heads, weapons, and helmets. Customize and build your favorite OG Ranger however you like. You think my files are good enough to sell? You're too kind. Also check out my Superhero tier. At $15 a month, this gets you not only full access to everything, not only full access to the MMPR statue pack after 3 months, but a license to sell printed versions of my STLs online or at a show or convention, wherever you want. Just remember to tell your customers who designed them and where you got them. And lastly, if you're a hobbyist and you like to paint but don't necessarily like to print with resin, well, I'll do that for you. For $30 a month, my Just to Paint tier gets you that month's statue printed, washed, cured, and sent straight to your door. Just provide your address upon subscribing, and when you do, you'll get a bonus statue of your choice sent as a thank you. Well, those are the tiers, but let's not forget the milestone bonuses, loyalty bonuses, and so much more. So please, take some time out, check out my Patreon. We are 15 patrons away from hitting 100 at the time of this video. So come and join us. It'll be fun. It'll be fun. Let's get back to the video.
So here are all the parts taken out of the box. Pretty easy takeout. You know, Anycubic is getting really good with their packing. All right, so here is the build plate that we have here. It is flexible PEI removable, which is great. And it does PLA, ABS, and PETG for you guys. So I wish it would say what the build size on here is, but it is comparable to the Anchormate and to the X1C we have at. This thing does look like it has a pretty decent build volume in terms of the height, length, and length. I want to say this is 250. I want to say it's 250 millimeters. And then you have your length, which looks like it is pretty freaking high. So really excited for that part. That looks really great right there. So we're sitting here wondering why I have 2 power supplies here, or power cords. Turns out that not only does the printer need a power cable, but what do they call this damn thing? The ACE? Hang on. It's not AMS, like some weird other 3-letter words. ACE, AME, Acme, I don't know. Let's see. Where are you at? ACE. It's called the ACE Pro. Okay. This thing uses a power cable in order to turn it on. Now, some of you Bambu fanatics know that the AMS system is powered off of the Bambu Lab printer that you already have. You don't need an external power supply. I don't know about the Mini, but that's what it is. Now, here's my lab. Yeah. And I have a power strip there. Yeah. Painting, and then I also got a power strip right there. Kind of annoyed that this machine is going to take up 2 plugs on my power strip. As you can see, I don't really have a lot Now, I do have to give it to Anycubic that their print head right now is something that I did not see coming. Usually when you open up the printer, the print head is attached to the printer, but this looks brand new. It looks state of the art, and you can see here that you have 4 nozzles in here. Let me focus this a bit better for you guys. This has 4 nozzles that I guess is for each printer or each roll of filament to go in here. Now, I don't know how I feel about that. That's a lot of PTFE tubes going into one nozzle, but I guess we'll find out what that's like once we get everything hooked up and ready to go. But the print head looks really cool. All right, so at a glance, this thing looks really, really good in terms of design. The one thing that I'm not liking is all the wires up here, but I will give Anycubic the benefit of the doubt. They did make wire management with these little acrylic clips that they have here. Really, really easy to use, because as you can see, you're going to have 4 Bowden tubes coming out of here, and these little clips make it easy to kind of go ahead and manage all these cables. The filament holder is in back. I don't know, I'm the kind of guy that likes my filament, my spool holder on top. Take with that what you will. But in the back kind of gives it a little bit like ½ an inch more depth. So maybe a little bit more once you add the filament on it, but there might be something I can print out, kind of add it to the top. But as you can see, there's really no place to add it to the top. Otherwise, you're getting into the overall clunkiness of the machine. All in all, I mean, it's a good looking machine. Everything looks sleek. I'm actually going to hold off on setting up the ACE. Yeah, just make sure I got that right. And I'm actually just going to have it do a print using a single roll of filament on the spool. So that way we can see how this thing works, and then we'll jump into the multi-filament stuff, see how that looks, and we'll go from there. I think that's a little bit better. Cool? Cool. All right, let's turn this bad boy on for the first time. 3, 2, 1. Oh, it doesn't do the little jingle anymore. Insert your USB disk. Okay, so we're gonna. Okay, if you get a USB in right the first time, you're a witch. You are a witch. Okay, no one ever gets it in on the first time. That's what she said. Okay, it just started moving on its own. That's new. Is there any X-axis detection for 170? And I guess it's going to do its own auto level. So the auto level, this stuff just kind of does it on its own. I hope you don't do it every time it comes on. That would be kind of annoying if you did. So, kind of cool that this thing does everything you need it to do before you actually get started with the print. It gets everything calibrated for you the moment you plug in that thumb drive, which I think is really cool. You don't have to sit here and do it manually, which I don't mind doing it manually, hey, but it's cool that we're getting into that automated kind of deal here when it comes to 3D printers and, you know, I guess what we expect versus what's out there. So I went ahead and got this old roll of gold that I have sent up in my lot. I'm going to be using this for all the test prints. And we got some filament coming out. Oh, look at that. What was in there? That's my question. Ooh, a brand new printer. So that Benchy just got done, and you can see that it already looks 10 times better than what it was going at full speed. Yeah, this looks so much better than the previous Benchy. This looks really good. Everything looks smooth. You can barely see any layer lines. The layers on the deck of the ship looks really good, and everything up here on top looks to be really cool. So comparing it with the one that I did at full speed, this is what it looked like. Like I said, not the best. Thing does rocket at 600 millimeters a second. I don't even know if that was full speed or not, but it was moving really fast. You saw it. And this is where it looks like going at regular speed, whatever that speed might be. So not bad, actually. So I ended up moving the combo upstairs in my printing closet. As you can see, it is actually a closet full of stuff, along with my Anchor Make and my X1C. See how the X1C sits on top? Now looking at the AMS now, it looks like that the Ace changer is actually somewhat of the same size, but that's cool. Okay. The rupees just got finished. Took a total of, I erased the time so you can't really see it anymore, but it took a total of about 4.5 hours to do. However, there were some issues with the color changing feature on this particular rupee here. You can see it's not as smooth as the others. The rest of them look fantastic. This one, on the other hand, as you can see, there was something going on with the purging feature to where some of the filament wasn't completely purged before starting the layer. And then I got a lot of notifications on my phone that there were some clogging issues, which I gotta say with this design is a lot easier to unclog than with the AMS and the X1C Bamboo Lab. But not really sure what happened here. This is quite an enigma. So I just had my Sidewinder breakdown while printing the top part of the Black Noir helmet for Halloween, and apparently the Cobra 3 can do it on its build volume. Now this is just the top part. The bottom part is already done, but this helmet is designed to work separately, so you can print the top part and then print the back part that goes around the edge. And the great helmet experiment is coming to an end. We even have it down to the 0.10th of the percentage. That's crazy. Anyways, as you can see, just got done, and I gotta tell you that this thing, it looks great. So, $1 million question. Does this helmet, printed on a new Cobra 3, fit my head? Now, keep in mind, I got a pretty big head, so it's going to be interesting to see if this thing actually fits. Of course it fits. You think I'm going to scale a helmet and not have it fit? Of course it's going to fit. A little snug around my head though, but I think that this will be pretty good. Black Noir, fits snug, everything looks okay, and it's actually pretty smooth too. I'm actually really happy about that. This will take little to no sanding whatsoever. So now I want to use the color changer to the max. I want to be able to do layer by layer different colors. So I'm going to go look for a file to see what it is I can make on this thing. But I just wanted to point out that the one thing I like about the Ace system here is that you can actually use cardboard spools here. Now I know the AMS is not recommended that you do use cardboard spools. You actually have to print out these little rim things to kind of fit on the cardboard because they do sort of eat away at your rollers here, which you can see is eating away at mine. This is prior to me printing these. Now the reason for that is that when the filament is being fed or retracted, these things don't move as fast as the AMS here. They move a lot slower. So a lot of that wear and tear that would affect the rollers on here, not as prevalent as it is on the AMS. Now, that isn't to say that this is going to be a problem. Like going forward, the more you use it, the more wear you're going to get. So you might want to print out something. But keep in mind that this container here, when it's closed, doesn't have a lot of space between the edge of the spool and the top of the cover inside. So I was getting a lot of error messages that the filament wasn't feeding, it was tangled. All it was is that these little rims that I added to kind of prevent the wear on this roll here was rubbing up against it and it wasn't able to actually spin. So I took it off and it fixed the problem. So like I said, these things don't spin as fast as the AMS here. It's actually very, very, very simple. So I'm about to do my next print. I'll let you guys know when it's done. So this Phantom just got done over from my PokePrints. Yes, I know the color Phantom isn't green and blue and red. That's all the colors I had. So it took about 12 hours and 55 minutes to do, and it looks good. So I'm going to take this off, put it together, take off the supports, and we're going to see how it looks. So here's my little Phantom, all looking cute, and I guess a shiny, my version of a shiny. Everything was great. Everything worked really well with the AMS system. There's a little fuzziness on the ear right there, but maybe next time I'll go ahead and turn off fuzzy. I don't even know if I have that on. All in all, this thing went smoothly. It went flawlessly. I didn't have any error issues, and everything came out pretty nice. So, I mean, no complaints. This thing works really great. So, let me straighten this out a little bit. There we go. Closing thoughts on the Anycubic Cobra 3. Is it worth your time and money? Well, here are my thoughts. First off, no onboard camera. Kind of bums me out because I'm spoiled with time lapses and being able to check on your prints from wherever you are from your phone. Great, love it. Was kind of disappointed that this one did not have it, which, you know, it's expected, not because of Anycubic, but because it's not Bambu Lab. It's not an Incremate. It's just a regular printer that happens to have the component in order for you to change filament colors. Great. However, there was an option for you to add a camera. If you look on the front of the printer, there are two USB ports. When I first saw this, I had no idea what they were for. You can actually add a USB camera to your printer to look at prints, to track prints, to do time lapses from your phone. Anycubic does have an option to add a camera to your printer. However, from what I've heard about it, it is actually a very junk camera. So, I've heard from people in the Facebook group that you can actually buy an alternative camera from Amazon that might work a bit better. I haven't tested it out. I have a USB camera right here that I use, and I haven't had a chance to see if it integrates into it or not. So that'll be something that I'm going to go and check out probably in between prints to see if that works. Next up, make sure that you do have a really sturdy table. I know speed is like the biggest thing right now. Like Incremate did it with the 250 millimeters a second. Now printers are going 300 millimeters a second. Now it's up to 500 millimeters a second. This thing rockets at 600 millimeters a second. So you're going to need a very sturdy table, and you're going to need a lot of room. The A system has to be on the side of the printer. It cannot be above it, cannot be below it, cannot be on the other side. It has to be on the left side due to the cables having to reach around and come in through the front. There's no other alternative that I've seen to where this would work. Personally, I would like it to be behind the printer, but what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? Now, the waste is shot everywhere, okay? The poop, everywhere. I have a whole pile of poop in random spots in my office, and there's no way to really catch it. Personally, I think it's pretty freaking hilarious that this thing like shoots the poop. It kind of makes you want to just put up a field goal pole to see if every time it shoots it out, it makes a field goal, because it just goes. Not really sure if there's a way to solve that problem, if there's something you can print, like a catch or something, and get all that stuff in the box. Something to look into. Minute thing, but it is one of those things that after a while you are going to have to clean up. Like with my Bambu, I can just put a box underneath the poop chute and it catches everything. I empty that box out, reuse it again. Now, on the flip side though, the amount of poop that this thing uses is very, very minute compared to the Bambu. I wouldn't say minute, it's a lot less than compared to the Bambu that uses a lot more poop. So you're saving a lot more filament on these, and of course you can use cardboard spool because this thing doesn't wrap and unwrap super fast like the Bambu does. So there are some pluses there. Now the price point is what it is. This is a budget printer. It is designed and it's priced in order for you to beat out the Bambu, not in terms of competitive, but some people don't have $1,500 or $800 or $500. This beats out the A1 with the combo changer by about $200. So if you're looking to get a printer that has multicolor features, but it's not going to break the bank, this thing is for you. $369, I believe I got mine for. That's not a bad deal, and it comes with the Ace changer, and it's actually a pretty good printer so far. Speaking of which, welcome to my segue. As I stated, I'm part of the groups on Facebook, and I've introduced myself to some of you guys. Hello, this is me. There have been some people who have had great experiences with it. There's some people who have had satisfactory experiences with it, and there's some people who have had some really terrible experiences with this printer. Now, that isn't to say that, you know, this printer is bad or anything. And sometimes it's user error. Sometimes it is the hardware that is on this machine. Thankfully, though, the people who have had these issues with the printer have reached out to Anycubic, and Anycubic has been very, very on their game, getting people replacement parts and sending out new printers, so on and so forth. So if you're on the edge of getting this printer because maybe you've dealt with Anycubic in the past, like myself, because you think that this printer is just going to be a trash printer, guess what? Give it a shot. And if there's any problems, Anycubic has been really good about replacing parts or even sending you a whole new printer, from what I've heard in the group. So don't let that sway you. If you're looking for something that's a little bit within reason and not $1,500 for Bambu Lab, go for it. I think it's a fantastic printer for what it is. And I'm not ruling out the possibility that I'm going to start having issues with it somewhere down the line. It is very possible when you're dealing with Anycubic. But like I said, in this case, they're really trying to make this thing work for the customers. But I think that giving them a shot, and if anything goes wrong, reach out to their support. Which brings me to another part. Their support interface has been upgraded. It's no longer emailing people through Gmail or anything like that. They literally have a portal that you can log into and track your progress and your conversation with Anycubic support and links to everything, as well as a wiki. If things go wrong, there's a little QR code that pops up and you scan it and it tells you exactly how to fix it. I've had this issue a couple times on my printer and it wasn't that really hard to fix. So go for it. So those are my takeaways from this printer. I like it. It's going right now. I don't know if you guys can hear it or not, but it's a pretty decent printer. I can dig it. Now, if you want to go ahead and get a discount on this printer, again, I paid for this printer with my own money. I did not get a discount or an extreme affiliate discount, but I am an affiliate with Anycubic. So if you want to use my link is in the description. But if you want to get a coupon promo code on this printer, you can go ahead and check out my Patreon. It's exclusive to all my patrons. You get $25 off using my unique promo code. That's patreon.com/Will@Heroic When you subscribe at the Hero tier or higher, you get access to those affiliate links and the promo code. So if you're looking to save some money, hey, $25 off. You can go ahead and grab yourself a code for 3 and see how it works out for you. It's great. So that's going to do it for this video, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys did enjoy it. Please like and subscribe, leave a comment, blah, 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 whatever the plugs are. I don't really care. It is like 2 a.m. where I'm at, and I am exhausted. So this video is done. Enjoy some bloopers. See ya.